Ciao tutti, welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna work on my bigger journal and I want to experiment with my new jelly print that I recently purchased. Let's see how it's going. Well, I already know how it's going, but I will tell you later on. Anyway, so I'm using the same package of the jelly plate and I'm now putting some shade of green, dark and lighter, but I will mix even more green later on. And for the moment I'm just using a technique with the roller, so I'm just smashing with the roller and putting there in the page on the bottom of the page. So this one is the ground of my page, and then we will add later on a focal point. And again, I'm just adding some different shade of green, trying to have some more lines. But I have to say, okay, this was the first time. So now I'm trying now with the jelly plate directly. So I'm putting again the color directly on the jelly plate, and with the stroller moving on and adding also a stencil, and then print everything on the page. To be honest, I didn't like so much how it was, but okay, it was just a starting point for me for this technique, so bear with me, I will maybe try again. But anyway, I'm now doing the same with some light blue, and I want to put on the top. So then again, I'm preparing a scene there in the page, and I want to try also to print directly from my jelly plate into the page. And this is even worse. To be honest, I like it more the way it was done with the roller directly in the page, and that's what I'm doing later on. And I'm still trying to understand the jelly technique. It was really fun to do it, but I didn't like the result, so I still have to work on that. So I'm now doing I'm adding some white with some white gesso with the roller, because the background was a bit too bright, so I decided to push a little bit back. And that was the look that I was going for, so it was more a kind of vintage look. That's why I also used the page on my art journal that is a bit toned. So now I'm doing similar technique in just a printer page, and I'm using now some red shades. I'm using dark, light red shades, but also some brown as well. And then putting there in the jelly plate, and then put everything on top, printing, let's say, on the page, on the normal page. And I'm repeating this technique sometimes with different color, again staying with the red shade and the brown shade. And I don't mind, since I was using before the jelly plate and I didn't clean properly, so I have a bit of green over there, and I don't mind about that, it's fine. So I'm going for an imperfect look over there, and this will be on this page. I'm just putting some color, and then I will draw later on my focal point on top of it. And so I really need some red, you will see later on. And so again, I'm doing the same with brown and putting everything in there. I'm still using this technique, in the basic way, but it was fun again, but I really have to understand a bit more how to have some more interest on the page, because I enjoyed the process, but I didn't like, as I told you, the result, and I didn't like because I think I lost too much control, and maybe I'm too control freak, I don't know. But anyway, for this page it worked fine, okay, let's say. So after this, preparing this page, I will just put aside to let it dry, just hair dry, without any tool, and I'm then focusing on my quote. And for the quote, I'm using my favorite technique so far. So I'm just using a black marker and draw it, and draw it on the piece of paper my quote. And the quote of today I just saw on Pinterest. Yes, that's where I'm taking usually the inspiration for the quote. And the quote is saying, "Be the reason someone smiles today." And I'm going with a different font. So I'm bold and empty for be someone and today. and then I'm just adding some lines on the side, on the left side, and the rest instead is just normal cursive writing. And after that I'm just fussy cut everything. So now this part I'm really speed up as much as possible, because otherwise this video will take forever, and this is really the coloring part of my focal point. I'm sure, I presume you already saw it, because I posted a short video about that, and again it's a speed up of this process. And I'm using some different colors, so I'm using my Uni Posca white to add some highlights here and there, my black black pencils, and then other watercolor pencils that I have in my stash to have the flower over there. Okay, doesn't matter if it was watercolor, I mean, I just needed some pencil, and that's what I had close by. To be honest, I saw this similar draw on a shop window, and it was painted by someone. To be honest, I don't know by who, because it was not written in the window, but it was so colorful and so bright, and was, I think, perfect to welcome spring. And so I decided to reproduce this one on my art journal page as well. So after that, after all the coloring part, all the flowers, etc, 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 I'm going to add some line art with a black marker. I have a fine black marker, and I'm not perfect to do the line art. I'm just doing again some sketchy line and adding again a little bit more of white to have again the lights. And here we have the final draw, and then I'm just fussy cut by hand with my scissor and glue everything in my art journal page. I'm using, to glue this time, I'm using Ranger Matte Medium, because I had in my stash and I'm usually not used much. I'm always going for the Liquitex because I like a bit more, but I have to use that one because otherwise I will never finish. And so I'm just putting the matte medium on the bottom of the focal point, but also on the top of the focal point. And I had some smear here and there of the black marker, but doesn't matter. I think it had some interest on the page. And then after that I'm also adding the quote again, and just adding some sketchy line around the page to kind of frame this page. And I'm using the Distress Oxide ink. This is Vintage Photo, and again I'm using directly. I'm just using directly with the ink pad and going around the corner. And that's it basically for today. That's the project. It was simple, easy, nothing crazy, but sometimes, I mean, you need some more easy simple page. I leave some picture in the end, and I will put also a link to my playlist for other art journal page for other inspiration. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.